Welcome to the Daily Stoic, a place that brings you inner peace, unlocking your hidden strength, and enhancing your self-worth every day. Dear friend, have you ever felt anger rise within you after reading a negative comment on social media? Or felt drained from constantly worrying about things beyond your control? We live in a world full of distractions, pointless debates, endless gossip, sensational news headlines that only add to our mental clutter. Sometimes, these things don't directly affect us. Yet we still allow them to infiltrate our minds, consuming our thoughts, distracting us, and draining our energy. But why do we do this? Why do we cling to things that hurt us when we have the power to let them go? Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Roman emperors and a profound Stoic philosopher, once wrote in Meditations, "How satisfying it is to dismiss and block out any upsetting or foreign impression, and immediately have peace in all things." This statement holds a crucial lesson. Peace does not come from trying to control the world, but from eliminating negativity from our minds and our lives. We cannot change how others think or behave. Nor can we control the events unfolding around us. But there is one thing we have complete control over: how we respond to everything. Before we begin, make sure that this valuable wisdom spreads to more people through your insight. Each time you hit the subscribe button, like, or comment, you contribute even more value to our community. Now, let's embark on this journey together. We often believe that holding on tightly, maintaining control, will bring us security. But in reality, the opposite is true. The more we cling to negativity, the more vulnerable we become. When you dwell on criticism, you give others power over your emotions. When you stay angry about something in the past, you allow it to hold your present hostage. When you torment yourself over a broken relationship, you imprison yourself in unnecessary pain. Letting go does not mean running away, it means choosing what is worth holding on to. The Stoics did not seek to escape reality, they simply filtered what was truly worth their attention. They understood that some things are not worth wasting energy on, and that peace is not something to be found outside, but something we cultivate from within. Today, we will explore how Stoicism teaches us to remove distractions, train ourselves to be indifferent to trivial matters, and discover the joy of living a lighter, more peaceful life. Why do negative things haunt us? Have you ever let a single criticism linger in your mind for an entire day, while a compliment only brought you joy for a fleeting moment? Have you ever felt frustrated or irritated by a negative comment, a distressing news report, or a pointless argument, only to find yourself dwelling on it for hours? If so, you're not alone. The human brain is wired to prioritize negative experiences. In prehistoric times, this was essential for survival. Our ancestors had to remember dangers, failures, and life-threatening situations to avoid repeating mistakes. But in the modern world, where wild predators no longer lurk in the shadows, our fears stem from sensational news, harsh criticism, and toxic relationships, and we allow them to invade our minds without even realizing it. We get caught up in negativity in many ways. Negative news: the media constantly bombards us with tragedies, wars, natural disasters, and scandals, keeping us in a state of anxiety and unease. Pointless arguments, whether it's politics, social issues, or everyday conflicts. We get drawn into endless debates that drain our energy without leading to any real solutions. Toxic relationships: people who constantly complain, criticize, or dwell on negativity can pull us into their downward spiral, often without us noticing. Painful memories: we replay past mistakes over and over, punishing ourselves for things we can't change instead of learning from them and moving forward. But here's an important truth: no one forces us to absorb negativity, we choose to hold on to it. We can continue letting these things control our emotions, or we can learn to let go and focus only on what truly matters. And that is the key to inner peace. How does Stoicism teach us to let go of what doesn't matter? In a world filled with negativity, tranquility doesn't come from trying to change everything around us, it comes from changing how we perceive and react to things. Stoicism doesn't advise us to escape reality, instead, it teaches us to be selective, to discard what is unnecessary, and to keep our minds light and at peace. 1. Learning to ignore for inner peace. One of the fundamental principles of Stoicism is selective indifference, not towards everything in life, but towards things that aren't worth our attention. Publilius Cyrus, a Roman satirical writer, once said, "Always ignore what makes you angry." Ask yourself, how many times have you been caught up in trivial matters that brought no value except frustration? A pointless argument on social media, a hurtful remark from someone, or an event that, no matter how angry you get, won't change? Letting go doesn't mean being indifferent or uncaring, it means choosing where to focus your attention. If you know that a political debate at dinner will make you angry, why bring it up? If other people's choices make you anxious, why keep thinking about them? If a news report full of negativity only adds to your anxiety, why not stop reading it? Marcus Aurelius also emphasized, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Meditations. This means that no one can make you angry unless you allow it. An insult only has power if you let it affect you. A negative event only influences you if you dwell on it. Peace doesn't come from controlling the world, it comes from controlling how you react to it. 2. Cutting off what bothers you. Instead of trying to confront every negative situation, Stoics actively remove sources of disturbance from their lives. Observe what frustrates you the most each day. And then ask yourself, can I remove it from my life? For example, if a certain habit on social media always irritates you, unfollow those sources. If a relationship constantly brings stress, create distance. Can I limit my exposure to it? If you can't eliminate something entirely, control how much it affects you. For example, instead of consuming news all day, limit yourself to 10 minutes each morning. Can I change how I react to it? If you can't change the situation, change your perspective on it. Events don't come with built-in meaning, it's your interpretation that determines how they affect you. If the answer to any of these questions is yes, then it's time to act. Don't wait for the world to change so you can feel at peace. Create peace by consciously choosing what is worthy of occupying your mind. Applying Stoicism, how to let go of negativity. Stoicism is not just a philosophy to read and contemplate, it is a tool for practical application in everyday life. Understanding the importance of eliminating negativity is one thing, but how do we actually put it into practice? Below are simple yet effective ways to cultivate a Stoic mindset and find peace within yourself. 1. Limiting exposure to negativity. We cannot completely remove negativity from the world, but we can control how much we expose ourselves to it. This does not mean ignoring reality, it means consciously choosing what is worth our attention. Stop consuming unnecessary news. In the age of information overload, negative news is everywhere. However, you don't need to know about every scandal or tragedy in the world to live a fulfilling life. Be selective about the information you consume instead of being drawn into sensational headlines. Avoid pointless arguments. Not every debate is worth your time. Some people argue just to create conflict, not to seek the truth. Learning to step away from unnecessary discussions will save you mental energy. Reduce interaction with negative people. If someone in your life constantly complains or radiates negativity, set boundaries. You may not be able to change them, but you can choose not to let their negativity consume you. 2. Practicing emotional control. Even when you cannot completely avoid negativity, you can still control how you respond to it. Breathe before reacting. When you encounter a situation that makes you angry or upset, don't react immediately. Pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, is this really worth my energy? More often than not. Just a few seconds of reflection can help you realize that your anger is unnecessary. Remind yourself of what truly matters. When you feel yourself getting caught up in minor issues, ask, will this still matter to me 5 years from now? If the answer is no, then why let it disturb your peace in the present moment? We cannot change the world, but we can change how we perceive and react to it. And sometimes, peace doesn't come from doing more, it comes from letting go of what no longer serves us. The joy of eliminating negativity from your life. When you truly start removing negativity from your life, you will notice a profound transformation, a sense of lightness, freedom, and tranquility that you may have never experienced before. Peace does not come from the outside world, it is the result of consciously choosing what deserves space in your mind. Have you ever felt exhausted at the end of the day, not because of physical work, but because of small, insignificant things? A pointless argument on social media, a negative remark from someone, or the endless flood of bad news on the media. We often let these things drain our energy without realizing it. But when you actively eliminate negativity, life becomes simpler and more meaningful. You will have more time for what truly matters. Instead of wasting energy on things that don't serve you, you will have the time and mental clarity to focus on what truly adds value to your life. You can invest in yourself, learn a new skill, read books, exercise, or practice meditation. You can spend time with people who uplift and inspire you instead of wasting energy on those who only complain and spread negativity. You can focus on your work and personal goals without being distracted by petty frustrations or unnecessary drama. You will feel lighter and more at peace. When you no longer carry the weight of negative thoughts, your mind will feel liberated. You will stop worrying about things beyond your control. You will no longer get drawn into meaningless debates or gossip. You will no longer allow small inconveniences to ruin your mood. You will learn to accept things as they are instead of exhausting yourself trying to control everything. You will truly take control of yourself and your life. When you stop letting external events dictate your emotions and thoughts, you will achieve inner freedom. You will no longer react impulsively but will instead respond with intelligence and composure. You will no longer seek validation from others because you will know your worth is not defined by external opinions. You will no longer live in anxiety and fear but will embrace life with a calm and steady mindset. And most importantly, you will realize that peace is not something you need to chase in the outside world, it is something you create within yourself. When you learn to let go of negativity, you do not just find tranquility, you find yourself. Choose peace over anger. Eliminating negativity does not mean ignoring everything around you, rather, it means learning to choose what deserves your attention and what should be let go. Not everyone is worthy of your focus, and not every issue requires your concern. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius once wrote, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If you want to live a more peaceful life, start by letting go of negativity. And you will realize that true peace is not something distant or unattainable, it lies in the choices you make every day. I'd love to hear about your journey. If you don't know what to say, just type "stay positive" to show you made it to the end. Your engagement fuels our community, helping us grow in wisdom, understanding, and, above all, the ability to turn every challenge into an opportunity. Hope to see you in next video. Thank you very much.